Alright. Let's get a link in here. Here we go. Cry's history. How's the graveyard map? How are you doing this morning? Doc Wheeze, hey yo! Thanks for joining the stream. We're gonna get started in a minute. You are live. The internet can totally see you now. Hopefully my ISP likes to keep it that way, or will keep it that way today. We'll see. Wasif, thank you for joining me. Hello. How was your weekend? How was your guys' weekend? It was fantastic. White Lee, what's up, my dude? Still in work, says Cries. Cool. Yeah, no rush. I still have to link the other... I've got half of the maps you sent, Cries. T's here. And T's here, too.
Hey, baby.
Alright, did I put it in promo? That's a promo. Yeah. Okay, come hang out in the Discord before and after the streams. But we're going to be streaming until noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So today, we've got to continue the things we were doing. And we'll probably digress and do several different things. So I went with a very general title for today's stream. Video game development live stream. Let me know if the music's too loud or if you can't hear any music. Can you guys hear any music? I say that as it stops. Okay, let's start. Let's start the stream. Heartless Angel, thank you for coming to the stream. How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Did you get that world map situation figured out? As soon as this coffee gets to my brain level, we're going to get going. What were we doing on Thursday? I think we were designing enemies and skills, right? Yes, it became awesome. Sweet! You did it! You did it! Yay! So we need to design more enemies and continue linking maps. Let's go with the, I guess, more monotonous part. And then get into the more creative part as our brain starts to function better. This was the last one we linked? Did we update the common events for map 10? Let's check. The battle setup has been changed to accommodate for the new enemy we created. We didn't do balance testing on the new enemies, so we'll have to do that sometime. The transfer event has not been updated for map 10 though, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's let's allow this variable to roll to 10. And in that instance, take us to map 10. Which one was the entrance? I think it was here, right? Let's double check. Nope, that's the exit. Okay. So we'll put him here, and we'll face down. Yes, yes, yes. Doc Wheeze says, I found a cool way to do more complex animations since I can't link its frame-by-frame attack animation workaround with guide. Oh yeah? How do you do that? How are you making your more complex animations? I'm very interested. Because all of my sprite works is like one frame is not animated. Like pretty much all of it. I haven't found a really good way to animate my sprites yet. I'm on the just make static sprites look good and charming level, which I haven't got there yet. We're working on it. Okay, I have a sprite up. We're going to do a sprite at some point today. I did send you the updates. Nice. Cool, yeah. Post your updates in the Discord. Am I done with mapping yet? Oh, no. No. I've got 5 more maps to link and do slight changes. I've got to add a graveyard. I have to add probably 10, 20, 30 more maps before it's actually like something that's really more full. I don't know. Yeah, I've got some mapping to do. I've got to extend the world map, expand the world map quite a bit. I want to run around on this map too. I don't know if I got a feel for the map. We put on Thursday we put a, what did I call it? A pixie. Put a pixie in here, and then we put it on the opposite side, right? So we didn't have to change the layer. We just decided it's going to be on the opposite side. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Only problem with this is the player can go right here and like, how come I can't get the pixie? Well, you have to go to here, so that's a problem. I could combine these two events. Let's do that. Let's take this. Let's copy this. Go here. Put this here. We can leave this one here as well. The player won't be able to do them both, and since they're using the same switch, the player activates it from here, this will go to page 2. The player activates it from here, this will go to page 2. So now, the player can activate this from either spot. And the same thing will happen. Let's test our theory. Activate it from here. And the pixie even turns around. That's fantastic. I like it. I think that's good. We're gonna move on to the next one. Move on to another one. Another one. Let's take the entrance. Copy this. Go to 11. Put the entrance We haven't done a side entrance yet. What if we do that? What if we make a side entrance, like right here? Let's paste the entrance here. Let's take the exit, copy this, and put the exit over on this side. We haven't done that yet, so let's see if we can make that happen. We'll take some torches and paste some torches around. Yeah. And we'll put a side torch right here. We can delete the actual image by selecting none and keep the light effect there. You like the funky music? It is a remix brought to you by ocremix.org. Thank you so much, OC Remix. You guys are amazing. I love all the composers there, even the bad ones. Good morning, Silver Starlight. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. How was your weekend? Try gameplay before story if you can. You can avoid the classic Final Fantasy pitfall of Phoenix Downs not making people immortal. Says Doc Wheels. Alright, we've got the entrance, the exit, the lighting for the most part. Let's add some treasure chests. Oh, we didn't do treasure chest on 10, so let's do that. Let's do that. Here is one. Nope, that's 5. Here is one. Copy 1. And we're gonna put one right there. That's right. You're gonna walk right past it. Here is 2. Right there. Here is 3. And this is 4. Those are too close. Let's try that. And there's a pixie, so we won't have 5. We'll just have 4 chests in this one. So entrance will be here. 1, we'll put a chest here. We'll put a chest here. We can put a chest over here. 3. This one will have, I guess we could do 4 on this one. One. 2. Here's the 3. All the way in the corner. That one will be completely hidden, but you'll be able to get it. Yeah. Now let's design the map a little bit. Kinda looks like an arrowhead a little bit. Like a blazing arrow. These are on fire, so you've got the burning tips going up. What time is it now there? It is 10:16 a.m. Zamin, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming, my man, my guy, my dude. You made it. How was your weekend, Zamin? Did you have a good one? Web FTP Master, welcome to the stream. Always a delight when I open YouTube and see one of these from 50. Ah, you flatter me. You flatter me. Thanks for stopping by. Mester Steckman, how you doing? How you doing? Cool. We need to do some surgery on this map. We need to change this so that we get more of an entrance going on. Let's try this. Oh gosh, that sax. Wow. Do we have any side, like, light rays? I don't know how we can do side light rays. There we go. Because I don't include the wall crustiness or whatever this thing is, the corner, it sticks out, which I needed to because that's the entrance or exit. In Dragon Quest Builders, you fell asleep with the game running and your town got reduced to rubble. No! Why'd they... Those poor towns members. Your poor townsfolk. Let's put our starting position right here and take a look at how this feels. Let's get a feel for the map. I haven't done a left side to right side thing yet. I guess it can work. It definitely... Nah, it's not quite right yet. Let me try to do something to it. Let's go with this. Maybe like that. And that. Not that. Maybe this. Right here. It still sticks out a little bit. You're bullshitting me. You're really bullshitting me. Really bullshitting. That can't be true. Impossible. The chest is placed very well. I feel like you can barely see it there. Not sure what to do about the side entrance. It's just not looking quite right. I need to draw more attention to it, but not make it look weird like this complete black. What if we do this? Maybe we have to put another light source in here. We could probably do this with Tarax. What if I just take this light? No, hold on. We'll take the light from the door. It's using a flashlight on very low. Let's copy this flashlight on low. Paste it again right here. extended light. So it's kind of 2 lights. Is that going to make a difference? Kind of does, but it's not the effect we want. We need 1 light to be... Okay, we can fix the map up to look like that, and that'll work. But we need to change the first light to just have the right kind of light. Let me go to the... There's a way I can just turn this into a light with direction as well. D1 will give half a light globe on light sources placed on walls. Let's switch this to something specific. The first number is brightness, and direction plays with it. So turn off lights with the kill cell switch defined in the parameter. Let's try this. Light, and then we type in D3. I have to put in an amount though. Light 50, that color, D3. So D would stand for the direction, right? Looking at this, you have your light, then the number. I don't think it's case sensitive, but in the case that it is, we'll capitalize that. Omni Slash, thanks for coming to the stream. How are you? How was your weekend? Doesn't seem to have made a difference at all. I guess because it's not quite enough light. Let's change this to 100. Let's say direction 1. What does that do? Maybe it has to be flashlight direction, right? Because light is just going to be a circle no matter what. It's definitely better. Oh, okay. You see how direction did like a little line right there. Let's change this to direction 2. What happens then? I basically just want it to stick out a little bit and look a little different to get some players' attention. Not like that though. Let's try direction 4. So the player can clearly tell this is the entrance, this is the exit, and it not look really bad. I like it. You see how it cuts it off like that? That is what I'm going for. So what do we use for that? Direction 4. I like it. So 4 is to the right. So if it's going, maybe it's going counterclockwise? Anyway, I'll do the opposite effect for the one over here. See how it looks kind of funny. Obviously this map isn't even set up right because I haven't edited this map. But this side looks like it'll work. We'll have a left entrance and a right exit instead of up-downs constantly. Your weekend was filled with crappy nurses. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. Rehab in half an hour. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you can overcome whatever you're struggling with. Omni Slash. I really do. Let's make a right exit. We'll have to do a little bit of more surgery. Let's take this and go right here. We'll go like that. And we'll grab this for this one. And switch up the top too. Bang. Bang, bang. Bang. And we need some floor tile over here. And this can continue. one of these. And we went ahead and closed it off like that. Let's move our event over here. And what light did we use? Light 100 for these. I think I may even change all of the entrance and exit points. So this would be direction 2, right? Let's test that. We'll move our starter over there. You had a stroke? Sorry to hear that, my dude. Yeah, direction 2 faces left. That's pretty clear, right? You can see that this is the way you come from or where you go. And like you run around, obviously there's no lights coming out of here. Player, it's a small map, they're going to be able to figure out, oh, there's a light, this is where I have to go. And they have to run through a chest. It's like in your face chest. So you shouldn't miss that. You shouldn't. This one you might miss though. Some of them will be missable. And obviously we'll add more to the maps as time goes on. Like down here is a good spot for the chest, because it's in the darkness too. And this one's easily missable, because the light over here will distract your eye from seeing this. But if you're looking for them, you're going to find it. And the fact that there's no random encounters, you're really supposed to find the chest to proceed. Like the funky polka music? Thank you, Silver. That fluffy crier, thanks for coming to the stream. How was your weekend? What have you been up to? We need to make some adjustments to the transfer event in the case that the player says, not right now, they need to move in the opposite direction. What I could do, instead of just specifying, I can say 1 step backwards and I won't have to change it every time. Always skip if cannot move for these small things, otherwise you might force the player to walk into a wall, in which they can't because it's a solid object, and the game will lock up for a small little, you know, quality of life move event, which is actually not quality because it locked the game up. So if I do 1 step backwards and keep it like this for all move events, the player will always go the way they came from the entrance. So we can delete all of these not right now move events to 1 step backwards. I was thinking about that. I'm like, why am I specifically saying, well, this map is this way, so this one has got to face down, though this one's got to face up. Just skip if cannot move and say 1 step backwards. It's much more helpful. So I'm going to go through the little process of going through all the entrance and exits and saying 1 step backwards. Everybody polka! Let me get my clarinet out. We're gonna polka, guys. Here's a little fact nobody else probably knows about me. I used to be in a polka band. When I was a high school student, I used to go to a junior college nearby every Tuesday night for a few hours, and we played all kinds of music, mostly polka music, and I don't know what would I even call it, some classical pieces. But it was a very cool makeshift band of people from around the community who would just gather there. I mean, it was a college course, but it was open to any musicians who wanted to participate, really, if they at least had some decent chops. Like, you couldn't just take beginners to go in there. But if you played for more than a year or so and you're trying and you're practicing daily, then they'll let you be in it, or they did at the time. The instructors were really cool at that college, and even though I was only in high school, they let me participate with them, and we would do like Christmas caroling songs, or like at the mall and stuff. Update that wiki page. and I played clarinet in a polka band. It wasn't specifically a polka band, but we mainly played polka music. A lot of polka music. And you know what I liked about that was, because I played clarinet, like, I got a lot of the melodies, because polka music uses a lot of clarinet. Clarinet's pretty big in the polka scene. So I kind of stuck with clarinet for the entire, like, band era of my life. I mean, the high school band thing, like the school bands. At the same time, I was in a punk rock band with my brother and my best friend at the time. And it was a 3-man band, and we played punk rock music because that's what was popular at the time. And we got gigs at like skate parks and stuff. Welcome back, OmniSlash. I was in a polka band. I actually keep my clarinet nearby. I don't practice very much, but I do play clarinet. It's in here somewhere. What did I do with it? Where did I put my clarinet? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ah. And time for another episode of True Stories with Drifty. Yeah, boy. You think guitar is cool? Guitar is nowhere near as cool as the clarinet, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so dry. Ooh! Prepare to rip stream. Stream is about to rip. There go everybody. They're gone now. My mic mixer is saying, "Stop! It's peaking! It's peaking!" Okay, I don't want to lose all the people watching me, but I had it. It was nearby. It was going to take up too much time. Yeah, so there you go. True Stories of Drifty. I was in a polka band for a couple years of my life. I'll have you know the audio peaking is rising. Sorry about that. I put it away. No more clarinet. Alright. Did we fix the light here? I think we fixed the light, yes. What was I doing? I was turning all of the move routes into step backwards, just right. So, I think I did that too. Well, we're done with that. That fixes that. You've been meaning to pick up an instrument? It depends on what... How old are you, Whiteley? If you don't mind saying. If you have the option to learn, like, an instrument in a band, like a school band, that's a great alternative. But if you're, like, kind of 23, if you're going to, like, a junior college or a university, there's probably lots of people who play instruments, and you could easily get together with people, like, once a week to practice and and put together some songs. Learning to read music is really what makes it, what makes you able to play, right, with other people. If you don't know how to read music, you could get some tabs and learn songs on your own for like guitar, or you want to learn cello, you definitely need to learn, what is it, alto clef for cello? No, bass clef. You learn bass clef for cello. But the best thing you could do is get a little keyboard and, you know, learn to read music on a little keyboard. Get like a Yamaha or a Casio, like 61 key. If you are able to get an 88 key, that's the best thing you could do. Go with like semi-weighted keys, so they have like more of a real feel. Full sized is also very important if you want to play piano. But if you don't want to play piano, you want to learn to read music and get used to pitch and progression and whatnot, just get a little keyboard. There's probably a bunch on Craigslist if you look for like $20, $30, $40, you know. Cheap little things you can use to learn in the Casio for life. Ren Phoenix, how are you doing, my dude? How was your weekend, Ren? Let's keep adding maps while we're having our discussion on music. It's so cool talking music with you guys. Bringing back some memories of mine, of my prior youth. You know what was great about the polka events? The food. Oh, yes. So much good food at those events. It's fantastic. We often got paid in dinner. Man, I got paid then gave all to my bills. Ah, story of our lives. Yeah, I hear ya. Silver Starlight says this has been officially a week of mapping. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of setting up events and tying the maps together. Just creating good maps is not the end of mapping. Mapping goes further into setting the lighting on the mapping and linking the events on the mapping, on the maps. Here's the bigger, larger map that we can add. This is going to be a really good one to have in. Where is our entrance and where is our exit? What we can do, since I like having different entrances and exits points, like right here we have the side ones, and right here we have like a hole in the wall and this goes down. Over here we have pretty basic one, simple there. This one up and down. This one has a teleporter for the out, and we're using a teleporter for another one. This one has both downs. This one has an up and a down. These are both downs. So teleporter and a down. And these are, whoa, this is a huge one. Both downs, but large map. So down and down seems to be the most common one. Let's mix up map 12 and make the exit right here, like a stairway down. And let's make the entrance right here. So we come out, we have to go through here, and we could exit right there. What I was going to do is make the entrance or exit right here, and this is an optional. We could do that too. That might be, because then the player would walk this way, and then it would be a dead end, they'd have to walk back. We can eliminate the dead end thing by starting them here, or making them end here. So that kind of makes the most sense. Let's make our entrance right here. Let's put a pixie right here, and we'll put a chest like right here. Alright, let's do the entrance. Well, this is a wild track. Some crazy bass going on there. Wop, 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 wop. This will be our entrance point. This is the entrance. We'll copy this event. The way I've set it up is I can copy paste my entrance, my exits, and as long as I update my common event, I'll be able to have them all spawn as random. So they'll all link to each other randomly. It just changed. It went from dubstep to metal. Sick transition. Alright, that's our entrance. Let's grab an exit. We'll make the exit somewhere over here. Let's do a little bit of mapping on this. Maybe we need to push this entire thing back one like this. Hold up, I gotta fix this though first. So this is gonna go up here, so I can get rid of this. There you go. Then we can take this, push this up one. Is it this one? Ah, like that. There it is. This is kind of tricky. But do I put this on top of it? Yes, I do. Like that. There it is. And then I can draw this back where it needs to be. Ren Phoenix says he's currently working on adding the utility slots of his armor system. Interesting. Yeah, don't worry about it, Ren. You're good. I think you're being very relatable, so it's all good. Take care, Fluffy Crier. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the first impressions. So game kind of looks RTP mostly. Are you okay with that? What do you mean? My game? Or your game? I don't think it looks RTP at all. This is not RTP. You can make a good RTP game. Yeah, you could definitely make a good RTP game. The downside to using RTP is you're going to be classified and potentially just skipped over no matter how good your game is. You might be completely skipped over just by people will judge your game by its sprites and its RTP. They'll see like, well, this looks like just like 3 or 4 other games I played, and depending on whether they like those other games or not, they may skip over your game. If you make it look different, even if it doesn't look as good as the RTP, if it looks different, it'll at least stick out because someone will be like, oh, I haven't seen that before. What is that one? Like, oh, I don't know about these graphics, but at least they're looking at it and thinking about it. Otherwise, you're just completely ignored because they've seen the RTP so many times. Can you make a good RTP game? Absolutely. There's a video of some guy doing a 24-hour live stream where he makes an entire game in like one day, but he fast forwards it like 60 times. So you see his progress in a 24-minute video, and it was fantastic. It looked like a great game, and it was like all RTP. It was really, really a good show. Let's put a pixie right there. We can take these 2 events, let's copy this, and put this here, and take this event, and put this here, and change this from Pixie Dust 4 to Pixie Dust 5. Change the condition to switch from Pixie Dust 5. Same story here, Pixie Dust 5. And the condition switch to 5. We also have to put in a controller event, like we do here. So we'll copy this. Paste an event here. We'll say light on 5, and we have to call this 5 instead of 4. Do I have controller events on all my maps? I don't think so. 6 has it. Does 5 have a controller event? Here is one. Yes, the very basic controller event that just sets a battle background. 6 has one because it's a pixie. 7 does not, so let's add one. 8. 9. 10 has a controller. 11 is missing one. as the controller. But this is where we're at, because we need to copy lights over to 12. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna play an ad. Thank you guys for sticking around. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Yeah, it didn't work. Sometimes it doesn't. But I'm sure that's fine. So we've got our pixie, we've got our lights, we've got our entrance, our exit, we need our treasure chests. Let's go ahead and take this one. Is this one? This is 2. 4. What is this one? 4. This should be 1. Why do I have map chest 4 twice in here? That's a problem. Let's get a chest number 1. That's 4. This one is 1. Okay, let's take this one and replace 4 with 1. And we'll copy it again. Or continue to paste it. Putting it, I don't know, maybe right here. Oh wait, the entrance is over here. Yeah, we'll do, we'll put it here. Might be too hard to find. One. 2. 3. 4. We could do 5 on this map. This one's completely invisible almost. But there'll be one visible and one invisible. I mean, you have to go all the way around, so it looks like they're right next to each other, but they're really far apart. And then we'll do a 5th chest on this one. Envy's very limited battlers is what gets me, says OmniSlash. Took you forever to find a goblin. Okay, I know what could help you, OmniSlash. There's an artist that goes by Akashix, and she makes hundreds and hundreds of sprites. It's a very distinct style, and it's a little bit different from the RTP, but you can check out Akashix. Just go to akashix.mo. And she offers a lot. Oh, OmniSlash left. RIP. See ya, Omni. I hope you feel better, dude. Renihiko, thank you for all your comments. I really appreciate all the comments you've been leaving on my videos. I notice them. I read them all. And I agree with them for the most part. Every bit of criticism you leave, I agree with it. Like the games, I appreciate that, you know, you watching and leaving your comments on the first impressions. I agree with most of the things that you say in your comments. Like a lot of them is like they fall into many of them fall into the tropes that you're talking about too. Doc Wee says, pray for me. I'm trying to art resource my way out of all the RTP resources that I can. Man, I feel your pain. Fell into the same traps too, says Renehiko. Alright, let's get a feel for this map. Let's jump on the map. Let's make our starting position and see where we need to put lighting, extra lighting and stuff. We'll have to change maybe the actual lights because, yeah, I copy-pasted the directional ones, which I wasn't trying to do. Is direction 1 upward facing, or is that directional 3? It's 1 or 3. I'll get it memorized at some point. It's 3. So I like that for the entrance. I'm going to switch all of the lightings to that. So all of the upward facing lighting, I'm going to switch right now. I should do that right now. Okay. So what light am I using? Light 100, white light, direction 3. So copy that, because there's a lot of upward facing lights. And like for example, we'll look at this one and see the difference. Come on. There you go. It's like a little circle, and we need it to be brighter and actually directional. See this? Wow, that is not a good look. Let's try that. You see that? That's not the kind of light I want for the entrance. But if we change it to look like this, it'll look better, I think. Like that. Much better. Looks like an entrance light. Or like the light coming from outside the cave. So that's good. Let's go for all of our upward facing lights, change them. Heartless said her game's been downloaded over 30 times. Nice. That's cool. Did you get any good feedback? Anybody leave comments on that? You can post a link to it in the self-promo of the Discord if you want. If you haven't already, I'm sure you probably have. I got burned on Steam. RTP causes me a mini trauma. That's the thing I was talking about. People will just skip over the game, or they're more likely to skip over the game. Not everybody, but a lot of people will see default RTP and they won't even give your game a click. They won't even click on it, no matter how awesome it really is. And that's a stigma. That's just what happens. It's unavoidable. Any engine that provides art, if you release your game as the engine is just coming out, you have like a little sweet spot. There's a little sweet zone. Anytime they release new RTP, people haven't seen that yet, so even though it's default RTP, it looks new to them at the time, so you have a few month period where you'll get a lot of clicks for default stuff. But then once some games come out there and they're not that good, especially, it'll soil those RTP. It'll soil that art, and then it becomes played out very quickly in a few months. You lose your profitability or clickability of that on Steam. So if a new engine were to come out, if you're able to put out a game fast enough, even if it's garbage, unfortunately this is how it works, you'll get a lot of clicks because people haven't seen that art yet. And that's what people do, and a lot of people do that, and I mean, I don't personally like that because it makes it harder on everybody else who's trying to spend time to make a quality game. But they do get crapped on months later in all of the Steam reviews. So I mean, it comes full circle, and the game does well because it makes money, but it does poorly because people said it sucks, but it still sold a lot. So I don't know. You have a short little period when a new engine comes out or a new RTP comes out to use that to capitalize on a market for it. But since MV has been out for 3 years, I would say don't use the RTP. If you can avoid it, no, this is all talking about if you're trying to sell your game, right? If you're just making a game for fun, absolutely use it. If you just want your friends to like experience a cool story that you put together, absolutely use it. It makes it easier and fun to make a game, and also less expensive, much less expensive. Just use those provided resources to make a fun game, and it doesn't have to be custom art to be fun. But if you're trying to sell it, 3 years after an engine has been out, don't use the RTP. I think we got all of the upward-facing entrances. Okay, that's great. So this is D3, direction 3. So direction 1 would be facing down. So all of our down-facing could be updated as well. If maybe, let's try it. Starting on map, the first map that has a downward-facing entrance. I think it's 4 or something. Nope, 5. 5. Okay, let's take a look at this map with a new light on it. I'll do a compare and contrast. I'm going to put my character right here. And look at the light now. It's set to a small little flashlight, not even configured correctly. And it just adds a little circle to make it look like a tunnel, right? So it has a certain effect to it on this specific spot. Maybe I want to go with that. And as we get closer, it magnifies, and you have like a blending effect. You have some shadowing. You see that? I kind of like that. But let's try a different light. Let's change this to direction 1 with a brighter light. And maybe we'll go with the direction 1. But maybe it won't look right. Let's find out. Absolutely does not look right. Also, I need to change my tile set. I just noticed that. Okay. Go to tile sets. Go to Cry's History, who has put together these specific 15 maps and used very, very small amount, minimalistic approach to creating these maps. Very, very cool. I have gone in and added tab C and tab D, but I haven't actually updated the boring bits. So I have to do that now. This is passability, so I'm saying the player shouldn't be able to walk on this or this or this, and has to walk behind that. Shouldn't be able to walk on these. So we're gonna do it. I'll try to make it as quick and painless as possible. It's part of the game. Can walk on behind these, behind this. We'll say behind this, and this, and this, and this, but can't walk here. So the star means you can walk behind it. The X means you cannot walk on or behind it. It's an obstruction, basically. Actually, I want this to be passable. It's just some rubble the player can get. There we go. I think this is what needed to happen. Okay, one down, one to go. You can also right click to go back. X will turn a circle to a, or left clicking will turn a circle to an X, and then if you left click again it turns into a star, but you can also right click to cycle through these. If you're doing this in a hurry, I mean it could save you milliseconds. If you're speed running, guys, if you're speed running your tile setting, you might want to use the right click for sometimes. This is an underpass, so we're going to let the player walk behind this section, right? So we're going to star this section like that. Like that. No, this is not passable. We're going to make it just like these two tiles is all. I think that'll do. Okay, we'll hit apply, we'll hit OK, we'll save our project. Now we shouldn't be able to walk on these walls. that fixed it. Let's walk away. Okay, so the lighting was better with the previous light. With the small little flashlight, because it gave some sort of blending effect to it. But what I actually want to do, I kind of like that actually, for when it's facing up, because it has a natural white color to it, and then it blends very well. So for the down-facing white light tunnel exits, we're going to use this flashlight effect. But for the up-facing, we'll have a directional light using Terax. All this is using Terax. See that? I kind of like that, not gonna lie. Another thing is there's a torch next to it, so that kind of makes it brighter than it should be. But that's fine. So we won't change the down-facing, and we've already changed all of the up-facing. We've added controller events to set our battle backgrounds. Have we done... Yeah, we did pixies on this. So we're moving on to map 13. Alright, one more down. But before we move to map 13, let's go to our common events and allow map 11 and 12 to be inside the dungeon generation. There's 11, and then here's 12. And we'll select our entrance location, which should be right here, facing up. Is that 10? No, that's 10. Let's go to 11. Our entrance was here, facing right this time. We're trying something different on that one. And this one will be for 12. Conveniently numbered to help with my sanity. And then we're entering here, facing up. Hitting apply and changing our random variable to allow. That's something that I don't understand why I say allow. To allow the variable to roll to 12 so that it can actually pick these maps. Silver, don't be nervous about posting your game. I just want to get you prepared and help you to realistically understand the results and to give you a better prediction of what you can expect. Because a lot of studios will post their first game expecting something and not getting that result, and then being very heartbroken or disappointed over it. But if you go in with the mindset, this is kind of what I expect, and maybe it's not a lot of sales or even no sales. And I want to give you information about what could be causing no sales. Why is nobody picking up my game? Why has it been out for this week and it's made 10 sales? Did you have a good trailer? Did you show off any custom artwork? Anything that looks different than standard default RTP? Like I said, you have a 2 or 3 month window when a new engine comes out and new artwork comes out that you can post default RTP and get 1,000 sales. You know, it's like the market's there when the art is new because that default RTP looks brand new to everybody. But 3 years, it's been 3 years since MV's been out and this artwork has been available. Games have been published for 3 years. People have seen this and they're gonna skip right over your game no matter how awesome it is. No matter like the storyline. It doesn't matter if you're not showing off the custom work you put into it, like right at the front, people will skip over it. And it's sad, but it's true. So go in knowing that. Get someone to put together a 1 or 2 minute video for you, showing off like quick clips of like all the cool parts of your game, all of the custom animations. If you have like a lot of movement events and parallel processes happening, do like a pan, do like a camera scroll. You know, you can add a plugin, a camera scroll plugin to a specific map just for your trailer and put it in the game and then have the scroll over the map and record that. And then you have that footage for your trailer. and then you take that out because it may not be part of your game. Or you could leave it in for an intro or the end credits. You could have a scroll while you do credits on the screen, you know. Just some ideas. Yeah, don't get discouraged. Just go in with like realistic expectations and information that you can use, like to improve it. Post it on forums. Get people to play it for free. If you're charging for it, give some beta copies away. To anybody who's willing to, even if they only have like 100 subs, like that could be 10, 20, 30, 100 people who are looking at your game. And if it's awesome but nobody knows about it, well, it doesn't do you any good. Renahiko says marketing is important, and that's what I was getting to. Where you share that info that your game is out, yeah. Put it on forums. You're going to be your own. If you're designing a game, you're basically your studio's programmer, art designer, graphic designer, promoter. You are the PR rep of your project. You put it on social media. Get a Twitter if you don't already have. A Twitter account. Get a Twitter account for your game. Post screenshots of your game every Saturday. Do that if you want to get some hype. I think there's a thing called Screenshot Saturday or something. Look that up, but whatever. The general idea is to post screenshots of your game. Even if it's something you did 2 weeks ago, just post a screenshot so that people can see that the game is active, the devs are working on it. The Artisan, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. How was your weekend? Very nice advice. I try to be real with you guys. And like I said, if you're making a game not for money, then definitely embrace the RTP side of the project, because if it's just for fun, just save yourself the headache of having to go through and the money, this expense, use as much RTP as you can if it's just for fun, because you're going to be able to get more done. But if you're trying to make money, it's got to look a little different. Unless the engine just came out, right? You have a little niche in there. The engine just came out. Silver Starlight says she has a Twitter account, DeviantArt account, Facebook. All of those are used to market your game, absolutely. Somebody who buys your game, it doesn't matter if they came from Facebook, it doesn't matter if they came from Twitter, it doesn't matter if they saw a Steam review. Whatever drives traffic to your game is important and is good. So you're only going to maximize your chances by opening up a Twitter account. So what, you don't have followers? Follow 100 people. Don't go overboard with this because people don't like spammers. But follow 100 people who type in RPG Maker and see 100 people who are interested in RPG Maker or who are also making games, because a lot of your customers are also indie devs. They're working on their own game. They want to see what other people are doing in their game to make theirs better. So follow them. See what they're doing on their game. And then you can not only get ideas from them, but they may buy your game to research your game for their game. You know? And when you follow them, they'll see that. And they'll see that. Make your name, don't make it like Starflayer59. Make it something like, something very specific to your game. Unless your game is Starflayer. What an awesome name. Whatever. Get something that's very based around your game. So if you have a fantasy RPG, say it's Tales of something, right? Tales of Default Game. Well, name your Twitter account official Tales of Default Game or something like that. It doesn't have to say official, but make it at least have like an RPG Maker sprite or like for the icon, or custom artwork would be better, but especially if it's pixel art, so that they can see that you're putting effort, right? A Twitter account that's just got like the T or an A or a letter, that's not as valuable as when you actually show that you put effort. If you're not putting effort into your Twitter account, why is people, and that's what's driving your traffic there, they see you, and why would they click on, what makes you think they would assume you put effort into your game if you're not putting effort into your marketing attempt? And people will judge, unfortunately. Be right back, renaming my game Starflayer. Oh god. Whiteley says, hit up your graphic designer friends. Yeah, if you know anybody who's working on graphic art, you know, toss them $5 and say, I need this and this and this, or you know, talk with them first. Can you do something like this? And basically their time is worth more than $5, right? But you'd be surprised how happy $5 will make somebody if they are making art for you. Like a lot of these artists, they do stuff for free because it's fun and they don't expect any money. But if you kick them $5, they feel like, oh, I'm doing this as a profession. And it really helps something in their brain, and they'll come back to you. And like I said, obviously, their time is worth more than the $5. It's the sentiment. Another thing you could do is, if you have money, you can post, I'm looking for this. There's several forums that'll work. Also, the Discord has a paying work forum where you can go to and specifically say, I'm looking for someone to do this. Hit me up with, you know, private message me with details. Or you can say, I'm a graphic artist and here's some of my work. Message me. But definitely don't plagiarize. We've had to ban people before who are like saying that, like, oh, give me money and I'll do the artwork for you. Be aware of people who will scam you, and look for references and try to see if the art style is similar, or, you know, so you can catch people. Don't just blatantly throw money at people. That's not what I'm saying. Do some research on the person and ask them to do mock-ups for you. And if they'll put the time and effort and do mock-ups, ask them to change it in a specific way that you know they couldn't quickly find to plagiarize it. And then if they are able to deliver you like a version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4 in a short period of time, you can see that they're actually making that art. They're not just finding it and copy-pasting it to you, right? And then if you buy into them, then you can kick them some money and make a deal with them. And that's how you'd go about it. Don't just toss somebody $100 because they have a really nice portfolio. Feel them out. Don't get scammed. But there are hundreds of talented people who are really out there who really want to work for you and have the skills to do it and are not going to scam you. But for every person who's not going to scam you, there's somebody who will scam you. So just be aware and use some common sense. And if you're not sure, ask people if they've heard. Ask for references. There's a lot of people who have done work on the Discord server that's been paid and like they're well known. Also look on the RPG Maker web forums. There's some people who do tons of artwork for free, and of course those people are going to get asked to work on specific games. Royal is definitely a graphic designer friend of mine, and I can vouch for his Photoshop ability. Absolutely. I've paid certain people to do things for me. I can vouch for Naz, has done a little bit of my avatar. I paid Naz $5 for that. And I had him do like 10 mock-ups, so thank you, Naz, for that. How important do you guys feel music is? Music is very important. I would rather have no music than copyright claimed music. So don't put music in that is definitely from another game, because it's not going to give you an authentic, you're going to feel very, it's going to be very cheesebag, and not only it'll it'll copyright claim every video for a person who plays your game. So every YouTuber who plays your game, YouTube's copyright system is very strict. And it's like my videos from years ago are getting hit, you know. So be very careful when you put music in your game. Don't put anything copyrighted. If you're using other people's music, make sure that it's not considered copyright. Even if you have the license, when you send it to other people, if they're going to play a video on it, if they don't have the license, well, it's going to get claimed. Yeah, music is extremely important. Sound design is also important, not just musical score, but sound design. I highly recommend you download Audacity and record your own specific sound effects. I've already made dozens of sound effects for this project, and I'll probably make dozens or even hundreds more before it's done. It's very easy to get a very low quality mic even and clean up the sound with normalization and limiting, and there's several audio techniques that you can use and find tutorials for online, and it's kind of self-explanatory really. Like when you watch a couple tutorials, you'll be like, oh, well that makes sense, and now you know that skill forever. And you can use a $5 USB microphone and get 100 sound effects for your game. Plus there's music packs and sound packs that you can download, but once again, those have been reused and reused several times, so highly recommend customize your sound effects, your sound design. Make them all yourself. It's not hard, and it really adds a ton to the project, because you can go like, and then you normalize that, reverse it, add chorus, put some sort of filters over it, add an RIAA EQ to it, and it just sounds like some kind of rumble. And it sounds completely different from the sound effect that you record. And then you can use that, and you can pitch shift that and use it in 3 or 4 different locations. One recording can turn into 10 different sound effects that sound nothing like each other. So don't think you don't have the ability to go, you know, your onomatopoeia ability is there. Maybe your confidence just needs to come. And maybe a small investment of the $10 USB mic or something. Audacity is free. Yeah, Silver. Awesome. Keep working on it and be confident. You can do it. Where were we? What were we doing? I kind of went off on a tirade. The motivational RPG Maker experience now in 3D. Inspiration's expensive, Docweez. When I think about something, like, if it can be inspirational, I would rather it be inspirational. But ultimately, I'm just trying to give you good advice. And take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just my experience. I don't claim to know all the ins and outs, right? I'm just a dude. Let's get map 13 linked up. We gotta find an entrance, we gotta find an exit. I like this map, this is interesting. We could have a side tunnel in here like we did with this dungeon. We had like this little mini cave. We could do something like that. But then it would be substantially better map than, and it's big enough to where we can have 5 on this map. Maybe we'll just make this an entrance or an exit, or you know what, we could put a pixie here. It would make sense to do a pixie here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and move one of these stalagmites. Right click and hold, you can select multiple things on the map to draw. So I'm gonna select this stalagmite. It's using the same background up here, so I can put it right here. Oh, but it's using a different bridging area. Okay, that's fine. I can also draw it on top of that bridge area manually, like so. Like that. Let me zoom in a little bit too. Yeah, that'll work fine. Let's take this, copy this to 13. We'll have to change it a little bit. And wait, can we even reach down here? Yeah, we can. So we'll go ahead and copy the other event as well. We'll change the numbers on it. This is going to be light number 6 now. This is going to be lights off number 6. Oh, I need to change the other one. I just found a bug. And this is using pixie dust switch number 6. We also need to set our page 2 switch conditions to switch number 6. And this will be a copy paste of the same thing. Light off on 6 and use turn the switch 6. Rinse repeat. Let's fix the bug that I noticed on map 12. For the light off plugin command, we still have it set to 4. This is on light number 5, so we need to switch that up. Light off to 5. Now I'm going to check the controller event to see if light on is set to 5, and it is. I did change the controller. But speaking of the controller, we need to take this one for map 13 and add the controller event. We'll just put a controller event somewhere in here. I'll just put it right here. That'll be fine. And this is light on 6. We also need to set our conditions, don't we? This has got to be checking pixie dust number 6 for the controller, which means I didn't change the controller to check on this one, right? This one's got to check for 5. So several bugs with this little event. It's easy to mess this one up, but I think we got it. The Artisan Travado says, I have Audacity and a Blue Yeti. I've been prepared to make games for 6 years now. Aside from work, hurricanes, and lack of motivation, I think I'm ready. Oh, somebody in with the super chat. NT. Renehiko, you didn't have to do that. Dang, man. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate that. I don't know how much that is, $75 NT, but whatever it is, I appreciate that. That's cool. Thank you for the super chat. Drifty is just some random dude. No, I'm not Robert. My name is Michael. Robert's really cool. But, yeah, you know, unfortunately, he's got a lot of college work to do right now. So everyone wonders what's happened to Robert. You know, he's learning. Trust me, he hasn't stopped. He's still doing things. He's coding. He's definitely trying to live his life and stuff. And I expect him to come back maybe with a different engine and maybe his own engine. This guy, keep your eye on SRD. He's a young, strapping lad. And he'll come back with a bang for sure. It's Taiwan dollars, maybe a few bucks. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Yeah, there's conversions. The other day, somebody donated $10 in Swedish currency, and I was like, whoa, I don't know what that's worth, but thank you. It was like $1 or $2 or something like that. You should sell Driftwood Gaming, the RPG Maker MV Experience, the TED Talk. The TED Talk. That would be funny. It's basically, you know what? That's pretty good, Doc Weeze. Do you think people would attend that? Maybe. Alright, what were we doing? Fixing bugs. Setting up map number 13. We got the controller event. We got our Pixie events. Looks good. Okay. We do our conditional. Yes. let's set up some lighting. Let's put our A-sprited torch. We need to do an A-sprite today. We got to do some arting today. I don't know what to do. What should we draw in our A-sprite? Another character sprite or something. Ted Drift. Nah, it would have to be something generic, like why you are already a studio or something like that. Like how much, I don't know, like it can't be sensational or phenomenal because it's not realistic. Like it would be more like a realistic talk on the games, the indie development industry. Or it could be something like, I don't know, buzzwordy or flashy. Like, you know how, what does it say? Internet killed TV or something like that. We can say like how indie games killed AAA games or something like that. But it's not necessarily true because AAA games still make millions and millions and millions. So much money. I mean, it's a billion-dollar industry. Big money. Bigger than the movie industry anymore. Why people keep buying the same Call of Duty, I don't understand. I mean, I guess I can appreciate a good shooter, even though it's not really what I'm into. People still buy it, you know. But if I call it how AAA gaming killed fun, then it has nothing to do with like what I'm talking about. I'm getting a little distracted. Let's put some lighting up. Mighty YXU just tried Audacity and is already pleased with custom sound effects coming out. Yeah, it's easy. It's super easy. We gotta do some custom stuff. So let's light up this map. Let's do a custom sound effect and a custom sprite. What kind of sprite should we do? A sheep sprite, says Silver Starlight. Sorry for stealing your sheep, Heartless. A sheep sprite. Okay. We'll have to do some wall lights down here, like right here, but we'll delete the image. So it's just a light. Same thing with like right here. And maybe one here too. That might work. It's a pretty big map. Where's our entrance? Where's our exit? We have a nice little cool bridge here. You know what I feel like doing on this map? Oh, it would be cool. If we had like a parallax background, this one would be very different, but maybe we should. Let's make a transparent. Let's go with tile set A. Select something transparent and do a fill tool. It doesn't blend very seamlessly, does it? It's made to go with black blending. It looks very corny, doesn't it? We would have to go in the tile set and make a transparent version of all of these corners. This just looks so much nicer. But we could, you know, we could make a copy of this tile set and make all of the black you see transparent, and then put a parallax in the background. So you see this whole area is like a different, like I'll illustrate it. Of course it's gonna look terrible with the black lines. We'll have to change the tile set like I just said, but I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. I don't really have a good one for it. This does not make sense because it's, this is just for example. You know, you imagine that the parallax is like cave. Like, imagine like a cave background that's got like maybe little sparkly gems and instead of a mountain. And you'd have to, like I said, change the tile set to be transparent. And then it would work, right? And you could actually change the lighting too. How would we change the lighting? On our controller event, we can do a plugin command, tint set, and we'll change this to like, say 555, 555, and it'll just make it more of a shadow instead of complete black. And this is a Terax plugin lighting tint screen. This isn't a game tint screen. You can see that we're still using the Terax plugin, and the lighting does play. You can see there's shadows, but it's very subtle, because it's only like halfway darkness. I kind of want to do that for this map, but I'll have to make an entirely copy-paste tile set for it. You know, it shouldn't be that hard. There's a little weird shadow right there. Let's fix that shadow. Easy fix. Click on the shadow pane and delete it. Boom, boom. So we'll have to do two things on this map. We'll have to make a background parallax, and we'll have to copy-paste 1 or 2 tile sets. It doesn't sound too hard, really. So let's look at our tile set that we're using. For this one, we're using Cry's History. So we'll copy this and paste it here. It's almost like we had a free space specifically for this. Even though I've been editing this one, we'll just make a specific one for this. We'll call it X-Parent. And what we're going to do is change the world map 1_A2. This one's fine. It's specifically this one, I believe. Because we're using, I think, this, aren't we? So all we would have to do is change this one, right? Anyway, let's go and open that up. Let's do some arting. Maybe the sheep will have to wait. You can use it for collecting wool for clothing like materials. Fantastic idea. We're gonna do a sheep. Make it your game icon. It could be. I mean, that's cute. Okay, I know where I put it. RPG Maker, EMV. We'll get it right out of the folder itself. IMG, tile sets, and we're using first seed material. Actually, we're calling it world map 1_A2. But it's a spin-off of the first seed material. So it's these. Let's open these. And I did a left click and I held shift and I left clicked again and it selected a whole selection of them. So it opened 4 things. This one, it's got transparent, so we don't need to mess with that. This one, that'll be fine. This one is the one we need to change, right? Are we using A4? I think we are. A4, it's this one. Okay. It's the auto tile, right? I think so. So, if we were to use the magic eraser tool and delete all of the black, it leaves it transparent. That was a little hard of a delete. Maybe we'll make the tolerance 1. Okay, that's alright. Let's go in. We don't want any holes, right? So let's go in here, use the eyedropper tool, select something like that, and then use the pencil tool and draw in the tile that we need to go down to 1 pixel and draw in that pixel. I'm gonna pick a different color. That looks fine. We're gonna put that there, we're gonna put that there, we're gonna put that there, and there, and there, and there. And I could use the fill tool right here. It would obviously be better if I use multiple colors to kind of mask the fact that there's a hole there. That looks better. Any other places that kind of stick out, like I would have to cut off some, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and go with the eraser tool, and we'll set the eraser to a single pixel and start deleting all of the things that are just protruding. So we're just cleaning it up a little bit. Actually need to change something about this. I'm going to use the eraser tool. How do I change my opacity? See, that's already set to 100, flows at 100, brush, pencil. Okay, we use the pencil eraser tool. The brush eraser tool will just change the color a little bit to make it lighter. This is a very rough edit. And I'm kind of eyeballing it for the most part. Alright. Couple more. That'll work. Okay, let's zoom out. And we're going to save this one as world map 1 underscore A4 underscore XPAR for transparent. Now, if we take this and change this to the XPAR and say OK, and now we're going to change this. It's a copy of the same thing, just one thing has been changed, right? All of a sudden, we have some transparencies going on. This fixes it for the most part. we have an error here, and then of course it changes all the insides. So I'm willing to sacrifice the top detail for the transparency of the background, but we still have to edit one more thing which can cause a problem. Or do we? We don't, actually. All we have to do is redraw this, I believe. Yeah, let's redraw this. So I go here, zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to erase this, and this, and this, and this, and just draw some others in. Right here, here, like so. It has some weird bits, doesn't it? And we can continue to work on that. But I want to see how it looks in game. It has a little bit of weirdness to it. To be honest, I'm not too concerned with it. I think I will go with that. Let's get rid of the inside here. Easy fix, right click. Go like this. Hold on. Before I butcher this map up, I want to copy this and paste it. This is going to be map 13, X parent. This is my safety net, right? And we'll only use one or the other. So map 13 will stay the same with this. But my 13, I also need to fix this. What do we use? The top here? And we'll have to redraw this for the original. That's fine. For the safety net, I don't want to ruin the map. Right? If I do all this and I'm like, no, it looks funny, it looks stupid, if I have a little meltdown over it, at least to go back and revert my changes, it'll be super easy, right? Because that still looks good. But if I want to expand on it, I have that option. I think I erased one of these corners. There it is. And that leads us with needing an actual good background. The iceberg background is not what we're going for. That was just a placeholder to get an idea. And I'll need to redraw these corners. Not a big deal. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Let's get those in. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. And I'll need to redraw 1, 2, 3 here. Like so, like so. Not a problem at all. Fantastic. Alright. You know, I can edit the map for you, says Cries. Oh, you can do that? I'm sure you can do a better job than me. You've provided me with fantastic maps, Cries. If you want to, I'll take another version of this. But, you know, I do like your idea with the graveyard thing. That's got my interest going. I'm curious to see what you're going to do with like an large open graveyard. But anything you throw at me is very appreciated, Cries. You are a fantastic mapper, and I appreciate your support to the project. So we can go to maybe open game art real quick and find some cave background. For those of you who don't know, opengameart.org is a fantastic place to find some royalty-free sprites. Not everything is free, so when you find something you like, just look at the license on it. Let's search for Dank Cave. Sometimes the website is slow. I've noticed that. The website's very slow. Cave Parallax. Because they probably have a lot of traffic and probably not a huge bandwidth. What you're looking for is CC, Creative Commons. CC 0 to 3. And when you do take artwork, make sure you include credits. You credit the person. You know what we could also do? It's kind of like, was there a button to just say, show me random art? There was. Latest art. Popular this week. Featured art. Let's look at the top submitters this month. Interesting. Let's browse 2D art and see what we got. There's 10,000 entries in this. So we're looking for some kind of cave background. Alright. Find something here. I don't always find things on open game art. Sometimes I'll search for an hour. You're better off searching in general, not looking for something specific, because you'll just be looking for something specific and not find it. But if you're just like looking and you're like, hey, I know what I can use that for, I know what I can use that for, let me see if it's available to use in my game. A lot of it is. A lot of it's available to use in your game. At one point, Final Fantasy 15 was going to be a musical. What? Kind of like how they made the opera scene in Final Fantasy 6. Is it going to be, or the entire story of 15 was going to be a musical. That would be something. That would be interesting. A cave tile set. Interesting. I don't necessarily need a tile set. I just need some image. Some concept art of some background caves. As, like, looking down on caves. Not straight down, but like an angle or something. Waiting for opengameart.org. Yeah, we'll get used to that. We'll get used to that. While we're waiting, maybe I could make something in A-Sprite. I don't know. We'll stretch it out. But what is the size we're going to be looking for, really? It's 1104 by, what was it, 614? I forgot my own game's resolution. But I can find that out very quickly. 1104 by 624. And it doesn't have to be that big because it's mainly going to be stretched out anyway. But we have this image. And I wanted something where we have... I have no idea what I'm doing. This is going to look awful. Let's get a palette. I should start with something much smaller, actually. This is not the right approach. Besides, it's already past... I gotta end the stream. I should start with like a quarter of this size and have it stretched. And come up with an idea. With shading. Yeah. Anyway. I do have to end the stream. I think we made some progress today. We linked up some maps, we fixed some bugs, we added more pixies. We created a alternate version of this sprite, of this tile set, so that we can have a transparent background. You know what I could do real quick is load like the battle background that we were using. Battle backs. Let's take this and save it. Wait, what's the size on this? Image size, canvas size, in pixels. It's pretty small. Let's go to % and double it. It'll stretch anyway, so do I really need to double it? Nah. And besides, I would do image size if I want to double. What I can do is just copy paste it inside of parallaxes. Temporarily. Now when we reference it, we can just see it in here. Let's see how it stretches, if it does stretch correctly. Oh, we need to move our player to this sprite, this location. Yeah, we'll have to resize the image. Okay, so let's resize the image. Image size. Let's make it 4 times as big. And save it as the same thing, 4x. Inside parallaxes. And we'll have to remove the regular one because it doesn't quite work. Well, not necessarily, but it most likely won't work right. You know, kind of works. Not exactly what I was talking about, but you get the idea, right? Transparent, and then you have like a parallax background for like a stony area. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. What we could do is even make that a grayscale, but then it would be too monochrome. I like the brown. It looks, if you change the approach, it looks like there's just a deep hole. It's just a deep hole. You fall down into infinity. So it kind of works. Well, we changed this map quite a bit. We didn't fully link it yet. So we'll do that and finish linking the other maps in the next episode tomorrow. That's going to do it for this episode, this live stream. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the super chat. really nice of you. Let me get you some Discord creds. Come and hang out on the Discord, guys, before and after the streams. We're always on the Discord. If you have your project, you want to advertise your project, you can do that here. It's always available. Go to self-promo, put in things that you're doing, live streams that if you're going to live stream, definitely let people know. You can get a few extra people if it's, if it's relevant to this. Even if it's just you playing Call of Duty or whatever, I mean, go for it. It's not going to really get on my nerves. Also, if you want to play any other game, you can use this chat room. We have voice channels available if you don't have some way to voice chat over your game, or you have a group of people. You can use the server for your own uses, whatever you want to use. I appreciate you coming to the server and all the participation. Everybody who is a game designer, artists, programmers, you guys are awesome. We have a really good group of people here. Most of the people are very helpful and attentive. We have a lot of lurkers, but that's still cool. They're reading. They just don't want to engage. That's still okay. If you have paying work, you can go here to advertise what you can do for money. Don't scam people. And when you're hiring people, common sense. Check references. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Remember to stay awesome. If you like to support what I'm doing, I have a Patreon page. You can back me on patreon.com/driftwoodgaming. We do first impressions when I feel like it, really. Usually on Friday, because that gives the most time, the most airtime, because I don't upload on the weekends for the most part. So if I upload a video on Friday, it'll be my most recommended video for the longest time. So I usually live stream those first impressions on Friday. Follow me on Twitter if you want. I'm at Driftwood Gaming, twitch.tv/Driftwood Gaming, but I mainly live stream here on YouTube's live stream. YouTube Live. I mean, what else can I plug? There's plenty of other things to plug, but I'm just going to end it right there. Thank you guys. Like this video. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Bye guys. Stay awesome. Keep working on your project. And if you're taking a break, take a good one. We'll see you next time. Whoa, Tron. Those are fantastic. What? That deserves a broccoli. We have custom emotes. I hand-made a lot of emojis. Pivo's working on this tool, Menu Artisan Dev Kit. Can't wait for you to get down with the Pivo. It's really cool. Keep up the good work. Nice job on your first spray, Whiteley. You got it animated. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, most of mine are just static. They just move like this. Crier, I see you, bro. I see you. Or girl. Sis. Bro or sis. Whatever. I see you. Drawing me. That's a pretty good self-portrait. Driftwood. Not bad. Panda Maru, so good. Gosh, she's so good. Archaea, looking good. Looking very good. Bye, guys.